All right, so you have bare spots in your lawn. I'm going to show you a few ways I like to go about in dealing with this. But you got to understand, if you have a Bermuda lawn and you have bare spots, there's probably a big problem because Bermuda and its growth is very aggressive and will fill in any area in your turf. Just look at your flower beds or along your driveway. You will see Bermuda trying to invade spaces where it shouldn't be. So bare spots shouldn't be an issue on Bermuda. The caveat to that is if you're dealing with shade, shade is one of Bermuda's biggest enemies. If you have shade on your property and your Bermuda is not getting at least 8 hours of direct sunlight, you're going to have a weakened turf over time, and there's really nothing you can do except getting rid of shade. You need to trim those trees or get rid of them completely. Other sources of shade that's really hard to deal with is usually ones that's given off by fences or even a hard structure like your home or shed. And if that's the case, there's not much you can do about it except maybe thinking about adding a hardscape. Maybe add some type of rocks along the perimeter of the fences or even rocks along the foundation of the homes. This is one way to just get rid of any bare spots you may have. Now, if the shade is really bad, there's nothing you can do but think about changing your turf type. Maybe consider a zoysia. But just understand, even zoysia have sunlight requirements, so those needs need to be met. Now, assuming shade is not an issue, let's say your Bermuda is getting 8 hours of direct sunlight and you still have a bare spot on your lawn, then you gotta think about other reasons. Other reasons can be some type of burn, whether it's an insecticide, herbicide, or even some type of chemical burn like dog urine or something like that. So those things can also cause bare spots. Other causes that I can think of is maybe the sun reflecting against a window, and that window is just magnifying the sun rays on a particular spot. That can also contribute to any bare spots you may have on the lawn. Another common one is maybe soil compaction, and that's preventing the root system of the Bermuda from developing. Or you may have water runoff against a particular area, maybe near a downsprout, and that's washing away and eroding the soil, thus preventing the Bermuda from taking root. So those things can cause bare spots. So it's important to find the causes of the bare spots and treat them. But like I said before, Bermuda should not have bare spots. Bermuda is very aggressive with its growth. And look at baseball fields. A lot of baseball fields have that green, consistent look throughout the whole turf. Well, ask yourself why. The reason why is because it's exposed to full sun. It's wide open, very little shade, so the Bermuda is going to thrive in baseball and football fields. So let's say your Bermuda is getting full sun and you can't identify any issues in regards to why the bare spot is happening, then this is when you might want to think about getting a soil test. It can be some type of pH imbalance there, which is contributing to your bare spots. But honestly, that's going to be noticeable throughout the entire turf. You're going to have a weakened Bermuda due to pH imbalances. So a soil test will help you out to identify if that's the issue. So what I'm trying to point out is that under ideal conditions, when Bermuda is exposed to 8 hours or more of sunlight, it's not going to have any issues. It's going to fill in, it's going to grow aggressively. But the problem is we don't live under ideal conditions. We live around other homes that are close together, 2-3-story homes. We live with fences. All those things add to shade. And the more shade that you add to a property with a Bermuda lawn, the less forgiving the Bermuda will become, and you're going to have issues with bare spots on your lawn. Now, one of the ways I like to deal with bare spots is to walk along your flower beds or even along your driveway and just pull up a few runners. You want to pull them up, but pull very gently. You want to get as much as the root system as possible. Next, you're going to go to the bare spot itself, stick a screwdriver in, and just push the runner down into the holes. Once you're done, you just cover it up and make sure you lightly water it every day for about a week or two. That's one way to actually fill in the bare spots. It doesn't cost you anything, but just your time and the time you spend looking for runners. So let's say you do have a bare spot and it was caused by, let's say, dog urine or even some type of chemical burn. Maybe you over applied your fertilizer and you spilt it on the spot. That's a real easy fix. And if you have a pro plugger, you can easily fix this by just taking the plugger itself and just poking a few holes at the spot. When you do that, you're going to discard of the plugs that you just pulled up. Next, you're going to go to a healthy area of your turf and just poke the same amount of holes you did the first time at the bare spot location. Then you're going to go back, empty out the pro plugger, and just use those plugs you just pulled up and just fill the spot itself. Very easy and quick way to fill in any bare spots you may have. Now, a long time ago, I made a video about filling in bare spots using potting soil and play sand. The editing at the time, I was still new to the game, but the information is still sound. For more details on this project, you can tune to this video right here.